you're tuning into the Black Fire Radio, and you're listening. You see when I say Wagwan, Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother there, reaching out to all the massive on the African continent, and you're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby, from Monday to Friday. Stay tuned.
Extra. Bad man, welcome to the condition.
Wagwan people, good afternoon, Grand Rising, 10 minutes to 1 p.m. right here in the 254. Yes, karibuni sana. Big up to Mary. Big up to Toshi Talk. Thank you so much for following the live creator. Caleb Singer with the girls love me. Yes, karibuni sana family. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Big up to Delpho. The Delpho, yeah? Yes, and of course, Karibuni Sana, Mad Energy we're starting with over there. Karibuni Sana, that is Caleb Singer with Girls Love Me, playing right here on the media of the 21st century. This is the Blackout Fire Network radio station. To everyone who's here for the first time, Karibu Sana, kindly consider following, of course, the live creator. In case you are on YouTube, don't mind subscribing. Kindly ensure you subscribe. If you are on Twitter, follow us. If you're on Rumble, kindly do the same. On BitChute, do the same. On the network, how are you guys? Thank you so much for having our application, and also everyone live with us on the Amazon TV, on Roku TV. Soon we shall be coming to the Android TVs, and of course, everyone live with us also on our application. Good afternoon once again, Grand Rising, 9 minutes to 1 p.m. right here in the 254, 51 minutes past the top of the hour. Let me know what is the time on your end, and of course, how are you feeling on this amazing, wonderful Wednesday? Personally, I'm feeling blessed, feeling happy, excited for the day. Can't wait to see literally what it has in store as for the rest of part of the day. But of course, what I have in store for you today on the conversation of today is about Burkina Faso, which has actually been able to foil an attempt that was being planned to destabilize the country. And this is coming from Cote, which is a neighboring country just from Burkina Faso, and they are actually involved in some subversive activities against Burkina Faso. So we shall be talking about that as our major conversation. We know that the three Western African countries that have been trying to make amazing, great moves. We're talking about the Alliance Sahel states, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. They've been doing super amazing, and we've been seeing various attempted should I call it attempted murder, literally. They've been trying to attempted assassination on these juntas that has been literally a majority of the times they've been trying to do this, but it has not been successful. So that is what we shall be talking about. But apart from that, we shall also talk about yesterday's conversation. We were focusing on Ghana, and shout out to Kid because they didn't allow me to share actually the main reason why Ghanaians were demonstrating. Yesterday, Ghanaians were not demonstrating just because of poor governance or poor economic mismanagement, literally, or economic mismanagement. They were also demonstrating about the illegal mining crisis that is actually very active in the country. So many African countries right now, there's been active illegal mining for quite a long time, but people have not accepted this. There have been literally several active illegal mining activities happening, but the leaders we have actually been the ones super active in doing this, as they term it, illegal. Understand, we don't control our mainstream media, so of course the puppets, whatever they say and how they're told to say it is how it's going to run along according to the narrative they want to run with. So in Ghana, there is actually an undergoing national national-wide lockdown that is supposed to be set on Monday. That is on September 30th. And of course, we shall be talking about that because the demonstration started yesterday. We shall discuss also about Burundi, one of the poorest countries globally. We know that. And apparently, right now, the Burundians are preventing themselves from monkeypox, and this is actually very, very dangerous because the target is the children, and we know what the VACCIN is, what they contain. Along that, we shall talk about also Ramaphosa, who is calling out on world leaders to take divisive, whatever you want to call it, decisive actions to end Palestine's suffering. We know South Africans are suffering, but it's crazy to see Ramaphosa is not talking about that. We shall discuss also about the refugees in the US who are turning into farming for new beginnings, and we see how that is working for them. We shall discuss also about a little bit of what is happening in Tanzania, what is happening in parts of Ghana, and also Zambia. Karibuni sana, that's our conversation for the day. Enjoy the show. I hope you guys get to tap the screen for those who are with me right here on TikTok. Karibuni sana. Big up to Mary once again. Shout out to Sol, Stan, Mose, Daktari, everyone live with us on Rumble, on BitChute, on the show page, on the TV, Kila Mahali. Karibuni sana. Once again, back to the music, still by Caleb Singer. I'm featured on this amazing jam right here. I'll be sharing the video, and of course, hope you guys get to bang onto this one. And of course, we're coming back with the quotes of the day as usual. Share something positive that you have there with you as we get started with today's session.
Just the other day. Now I'm addicted now. Baby girl, come my way. Baby, no play. Just the other day. Now I'm addicted. Oh, no. The star bees on the beat say that baby, I wanna love you daily. I wanna make your body crazy. I wanna run your body to my lazy. I wanna know
Big up to Freedom Media. Big up to Mark V. Thank you so much for the gift. Yes, Karibuni sana to the Pan-African Bliss. Shout out to Alma Modeo Manze. This is how we met on this amazing video. Such an amazing soul. Shout out to her. Yes, karibuni sana once again. That is Caleb Singer playing right here on the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. Is the name of the jam. I'm featured there as a vixen, featuring Alma Model, and of course a couple of dancers. From an amazing group that we met back then. But anyway, karibuni sana to today's conversation. But before we get to that, I have a quote of the day to share, and it's coming from a Shakespeare who once said, "I always feel happy, and you know why? Because I don't expect anything from anyone. Expectations always hurt you. Life is short, so love your life. Be happy and keep smiling. Just live for yourself, and before you speak, listen. Before you write, think. Before you spend, earn. Before you pray, forgive. Before you hurt, feel. Before you hate, love. Before you quit, try to before you quit, try. Before you die, live. Literally, just live life. Literally, just live life. One thing that I've been living by every single day, and I've been saying this, is that it gets better no matter what. Imagine it gets better. Like, even if right now you're not really going through your best, or you know where you want to be, imagine life is never leading you to the worst situation that you're coming from. It's always leading you to better. Even with the pain, it becomes I don't want to say it becomes better, but it becomes a little bit lesser. So every day, everything you're doing, understand that live, laugh, and before you die, ensure you try. Before you die, ensure you live. That is my quote of the day. But of course, as we get to the conversation of the day, I want to start with our neighboring country, that is Tanzania. For a few months, Tanzania has been facing a lot of issues, especially the opposition leaders. They have been going through it. That was last week. We talked about where there was an acidic attack, and actually a conversation about abductions, which have been very, very active in the country. Samia Suluhu came out and spoke about how she herself, she considers a country as democratic, and none of these issues should be happening nor taking place. But apparently that the cases seems to be actually escalating, despite the citizens, despite an opposition being attacked and actually losing his life. The cases in Tanzania, or the leadership of Tanzania, is actually under watch. And of course, right now they're saying that there are recent waves of abduction, arrests, and brutal killings on opposition officials in Tanzania seems to be dimming, and the ray of political hope that came with President Samia Suluhu Hassan rise to power in 2021. There was a huge relief when Samia, Tanzania first female president, took office. There was a huge relief, which I really doubt, because remember that the Tanzanians actually grieved so much the loss of Magufuli. So I can't say this was a relief to them, because there were so many projects that were left pending and that they need to be completed. But they're saying that there was a huge relief when Samia, Tanzania first female president, took office, with opposition parties allowed to organize rallies and criticize the government without fear of grave repercussions. But concern is growing that Tanzania is sliding back to the era of autocratic presider John Magufuli, which is a lie. You see, this is how the mainstream media actually lies. Let me look at what they mean. But concern is growing that Tanzania is sliding back to the era of autocratic. Let's see what autocratic means. I don't love using terms or reading terms without understanding them. So autocratic means relating to a ruler who has absolute power, taking no account for other people's wishes or opinion. That is a lie, because Magufuli didn't do that. Magufuli actually did. Magufuli was so loved. Magufuli, we have videos of how people cried because of his loss. Because remember, during the pandemic, is the same person who actually did say we do not want lockdown. That was the only country that did not allow lockdowns, did not allow the VSCCINEs and all that. So it is crazy for them to actually say that the country has been concerned or raising concerns since the era of autocratic precedent. Magufuli was serving the country super amazing. But they're also adding that in the span of weeks, 2 of the most senior opposition leaders have been arrested twice, and another opposition official, Ali Kibao, was abducted, killed, and his body dosed in an acid by unknown assailants. The people's situation in Tanzania is worsening in the extreme. This is the deputy leader of the main opposition Chadema party, Tundu Lissu, who's speaking, and he was speaking to the BBC a week before his arrest on Monday, when his party had planned to protest against the killing of Kibao and the alleged disappearance of several other government critics. Lissu was later released on bail. He was also released on bail last month following his arrest on the eve of the banned opposition rally in the southern west of town of Mbeya. Chadema is about 100 of its Chadema said about 100 of its members had been detained to prevent the rally from taking place, and he adds that we are beginning to see the kind of wave of repression and state-orchestrated violence which was characterized of the period from 2016 to 2020 during the Magufuli administration. Well, this is actually a lie. Personally, I disagree with that, because I was on the ground in Tanzania. I've picked so much information from the people of Tanzania, and I didn't receive any negativity regarding Magufuli's leadership. You know, actually, we've been seeing so much light right now, so much concern about Tanzania since Samia Suluhu came into power. We've not been seeing this rising of concerns about climate change, rising of concerns about global threats in Tanzania. We've not seen Tanzania being hit by any actually hunger or any problem. But immediately Samia Suluhu came into power, you guys, you need to understand, she immediately brought in foreign investors, which Magufuli had said no to. So they're trying to actually, because they control the media, they're changing the words by saying that actually Magufuli was the one who was doing this. It is crazy and so wrong. Shout out to you, Anthony. Hope you're doing amazing. Bure, hope you're doing amazing. But this is so wrong, and Tanzanians actually need to be very alerted and alarmed what is happening in their country. Who Samia Suluhu is, because she's not leading the country in any good direction. The country is going towards a very bad direction because of this. Number one, the people's lives are on threat. They are on threat, literally. The people's lives, nobody actually is going to raise any concern, anything that should be involving politics in Tanzania. A very good example is the 26-year-old young man who was arrested for burning the picture of Samia Suluhu. Back then, during Magufuli times, I bet that would have been literally nothing. It's just a picture, you know. It would have been literally barely of an issue. So it is so sad to see that our brothers from the neighboring country, they have already been sold out, of course, to all these masters, international masters that actually Magufuli never wanted. But you guys can let me know, for those who are with us on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok, Rumble, on BitChute, what you guys think about this conversation of Tanzania and where it is actually heading. Do you think Tanzania is actually going towards a good direction, or it's lost? Because you can see the terms they're using. Actually, they're trying to accuse Magufuli being the one who left or started this kind of doings in the country. So why hasn't Samia Suluhu solved any? If actually if Magufuli is to be blamed, why hasn't Samia Suluhu done anything? Because politicians always love doing blame games all the time. Like, they don't want to hold themselves accountable for being the current leaders, but want to hold the previous leaders accountable for doing something they didn't do. You know, it is so crazy, but that is what is happening in our neighboring country, Tanzania. Shout out to the brothers. But of course, as we get to move on to the next conversation, is about Ghana, which we were talking about yesterday. In Ghana, we did witness demonstrations that started yesterday, and which actually the people of the country, which are not majority, but minority of those who did manage to turn up, they were calling out on bad economic mismanagement of the country, literally economic mismanagement, corruption, and so many things, lack of job employment, and also illegal mining crises that have increased in the country. I was saying in Africa, in general, we have so many illegal mining crises that have been super, super active. But who terms these illegal mining crises? Because majority of the times we've seen these politicians coming out, especially whenever there's a landslide or any crisis that gets to happen in this mining where people lose their lives, they end up saying this sector should not be mined. This is very illegal. But if you follow up, there's a cartel who has been benefiting from this illegal mining crisis that they are terming. So actually, I was discussing about Kenya the other day, the Tsavo National Park, how they have been exploiting. Despite them marking the territories, they're going to come back and continue exploiting. They have been exploiting the Tsavo National Park since the 1970s. So this should not shock us every time we see actually other African countries spotting illegal mining crisis, because they have been super active in the country for quite a long time. But this is what is happening in Ghana, and I want to share this very quickly as we get to move on.
Ghana is bracing for a national lockdown on Monday.
And look at the situation of the country.
The civil servants and labor unions intensify their stance against illegal mining, known as galamsey.
If it is an illegal mining, where are the tractors coming from? Number one, where are the tractors to carry all this soil from this region to this region? The tractors that are digging down, where are they coming from? Who's funding these illegal mining centers that are illegal in the country? Who is funding these people with tractors, the lorries, to be able to make an easy movement within the mining area that is illegal? Because if this one is illegal, if I'm seen using it, if it's illegal, literally, if I'm seen using it, I should come be arrested. But because it is illegal, and I'm saying, it's not just even making any sense. How is this a mining? How is this place illegal while there's tractors all over? Who is funding this?
The widespread environmental degradation has triggered urgent demand for a state of emergency.
The worst situation is that these people go ahead even destroying the residential areas of majority of the people living here. I've observed this a lot in Africa, everywhere where there is exploitation of resources. Nigeria is a very big example to literally actually give you guys. Nigeria, with the exploitation of oil that they have been doing recklessly, because I love using that term. They do it recklessly. They don't care who's going to be damaged. They don't care who's going to be affected. They don't care who's going to have to, who's going to be displaced. They just do it. So it is so sad to see that Nana Akufo-Addo, and because they're the same people who are behind this, they are the cartels behind this. They won't speak about it. Nobody's going to utter a word about it.
In all mining areas,
it is all going back. We're not even the ones even refining. We're not even the ones literally like processing our minerals. We have to take them all the way back to the Western countries. Shout out to the Africa Stream for bringing all those videos out, because you're being exposed.
Yes, and revocation of mining licenses following alarming report from the Ghana Water Company Limited about water shortages due to the pollution of key water bodies.
When you go to war and you poison the water of your enemy, is considered a war crime. So when you have a people who poison their own selves, if you have leaders who have to act, who refuse to act, president should act now.
Exactly. The president should have acted even not a long time ago. But there's nothing Nana Akufo-Addo has done for the country. There's nothing this guy has done for the country. And even the coup talking, there's nothing they have done for the country.
and get the military to clear everyone found on the water bodies. All entry permits given to mine in protected globally significant biodiversity areas must also be abrogated.
As the Ghana Water Company warns that the nation may need to import water by 2030 if current trends continue, the stakes have never been higher.
Organized labor would urgently embark on a series of demonstrations and a nationwide strike if government fails to address the concerns raised by end of September 2020.
Health risk posed by contaminated water, including exposure to hazardous chemicals like lead, are adding to the urgency, with the experts warning of severe long-term consequences for Ghana's population.
Then we need to choose one. If you choose Ghana, you're choosing death. And therefore, our water bodies and all resources will be protected.
Whether the Ghanaian government will be able to avert the impending shutdown remains to be seen.
It's crazy, man. So the country is supposed to go on a nationwide lockdown. That is on Monday. And that is, of course, as the civil servants and labor unions escalate their campaign against illegal mining, widely known as Galamsey. Galamsey, that is the name. The environmental devastation caused by these under-regulated operations has triggered growing demands for urgent government interventions, including state of emergency in mining areas and the cancellation of mining license. And I'm just going to Google and I'm checking what are the safety measures of mining. Number one, the mining safety and healthy measures of mining is where a respiratory protection. But none of these African countries have provided this, even in the legal mining centers or areas. Even in the legal ones, the ones that they know this is as a license, it is under registration, or whatever they get to do. Because this has to go back to it. We need to be taught all this in the system of education. We need to be taught literally how is it the licensing, how does it even work? How the processing of this license, who's kept in charge of these mining centers? Is it going to be the Chinese farms again? Is it going to be our fellow African brothers and sisters? Or is it going to be Indians, the white people? Who's involved? There should be steps that should be introduced. All this should be introduced in the system of education. So number one is you need to wear a respiratory protection. Secondly, you need to enforce a fall prevention and protection program. But there's none that they have created. There is none that these people have created. Third is watch for overhead power lines. And fourth, maintain the work site to prevent vehicle rollover accidents. And the fifth one is use lockout, tag out procedure when maintaining conveyor belts. I think it's still in the western parts of Africa when we had a certain accident that led to loss of lives in these illegal mining areas. And that the country, I can't remember it was Ghana or which country, but it was one among the West African countries back in 2021. And they say they're going to come up with measures, safety measures to detect. Number one, how safe is it before you go down to the mining areas? Secondly, they say they're going to come up with a certain alarm watch or something that contained an alarm to actually detect when the ground becomes shaky or any accident might happen. None of this was just all perpetual talk. Nothing has been implemented. Nothing has been actually provided. We're still seeing these illegal mining areas killing many people, including children, because they have to pay rent, bills, and all bunch of things. So this is actually super. And this is why Nigerians, not Nigerians, but the Ghanaians, they were demonstrating yesterday because the illegal mining has increased and it is leading to displacement of the people in majority of the areas because they are being affected. Same shit happening, and pardon my language, same thing happening in DRC Congo. Same thing that is happening in DRC Congo that has led to displacement of 8 million people so far right now. Sudan, the same thing. Nigeria, as much as we don't see it, most people are living in lake waters because they have been displaced from where the good lands where they belong, the indigenous lands, because someone is exploiting oil and it's killing the rivers. It is crazy, man. But shout out to the Ghanaians for taking actions. As much as I was saying yesterday, it's not the majority. It's a step to actually you don't have the confidence, but you do know what is happening in your country. You just need to gather the confidence, and then you can literally just make these people disappear. Have a coup in the country or something. You know, a change needs to be actually taken and implemented. But karibu sana kid.
Auntie Sana Joby. They go mine is gonna continue. I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
It'll continue to happen. Africans don't know how to mind shit. So other people
it
come.
will continue if only, and this is what I'm saying, the system has to be changed completely. Everything has to be changed. Because if I go back to the system of education, like I've said, we've been taught, yes, we have mineral resources in Africa. I'm not gonna lie that for to make you guys happy. Like we've been taught, yes, we have gold, we have silver, we have cobalt, but we've not been taught the benefits and who benefits this. Do we even, how do we export, do we import? We've not been taught none of this. The value added in these resources to us, we've not been taught this. And even when it comes to these illegal mining areas that I'm saying, it should be taught in school. It should be part of education. Yes, we have gold, silver, and all that. We have mining areas, part of which those that are legal. We need to understand what is the procedure of them becoming legal. Who is in control of these legal mining areas? We need to have all this system and every detail booked down and penned down. It is an African, not a Chinese firm controlling. It is so and so who is in charge, the son of so and so. They create not some nepotism type of thing. Not this bullshit that Africa has created for so long.
Well, exactly right. Because you're uneducated. You've been dumbed down. You're caught in goofy religions, but everybody steals from you. So yeah, most of those illegal mining sites are going to be Chinese. Like you said, how the Chinese getting equipment in there to mine shit in your country? And then also, you don't know the value of shit. You too busy talking about waiting on Jesus and Allah. You don't know the value of shit. You're too busy getting fucked up and drunk, high, whatever the fuck you do. You don't know shit. You don't want to know shit. The rest of the world knows you, bitch. So I'm going to keep stealing from your stupid ass. And none of these despots, shout out to you and everybody else saying it, none of these despots have put educational systems in to realize what is shit worth. Why are these other people here in Africa then? And we're poor, why are they here? Not here because they're poor. They're here because you're stupid. That's why they're there. Now, why do you think Dubai is now called the gold capital of the world and there's no gold mines in fucking Dubai? Because they've been stealing out of Africa. Blatantly stealing out. What the fuck you think is built all these tall buildings in fucking Dubai? It ain't no oil. That oil is almost gone. It's your African resources. That's what's building it. You know why? Because you don't know shit.
But the African people are waking up to me personally. I'm just so proud of my people. Being honest, I'm proud of African people, wherever they are, the woke ones, because slowly they are bringing light to the world. That's the light that we never had 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even 3 years ago. Like people are not really this confident to talk about information, and this is why I love giving TikTok the props sometimes, like giving them the. As much as it's also a controlled platform of theirs. It has enabled so many young people express themselves and even building their confidence, because through expressing, whether it's me doing makeup, it's me doing my hair, whatever, it's me, I love talking, telling stories. I believe TikTok has given people that platform of just talking, expressing themselves, confident, and it has built to be able to now even face and confront even people, even police officers on the road. Like I have records of you. You're not gonna F with me. I'm gonna record the shit out of you and you're gonna lose your job. You know, because right now and taking bribes, when they see a camera, they're running away because there's consequences they're getting and facing of you taking bribes. Why are you taking bribes? Why are you harassing drivers and breaking windows?
Yeah, well, that's what happened to colonialization. So you're right. The Africans' confidence was shattered And so when it was shattered, then you got 100 years of being taught nothing but absolute lies. You don't know how the world works. So you got no confidence and you don't know how shit works. That became a dangerous recipe. So yeah, the youth are now trying to correct that. So it's a slow process. So I will agree with that.
Yeah, so but as we get to move on to the next conversation, talk about the system of education being changed and why it needs to be changed. Shout out to John Mosquito. Good morning, grand rising to you too. Good afternoon from my end. Hope you're doing amazing today. In Burundi, there is a prevention of mpox going on in schools, which is very alarming, of course, to the parents. They should be concerned because we know that they have been trying to sterilize African girls. That is back then. And we
can't say too much. You can't say too much, Joe. You can't say, say enough because you're on YouTube. Yeah. So, like I said, the ignorance of Africans still not understand that you've been a guinea pig. You should be able to see this. Now, look how fucking stupid you are. Now you're talking about you just like fucking retarded. You should be able to see now, all these years, that when they talk about coming to help you with any kind of disease, that is there. You should be able to see that now. Period. But go ahead.
It's sad about Burundi because this is the poorest country globally, if I'm not wrong. This is the poorest, one among the poorest country, literally. Neighbored to a very rich country that is being exploited. Mind you, Burundi is also a country that is being
Burundi's in there fucking exploiting this shit. They're not, Burundi, understand, for Burundi and Rwanda, the same people. They these fake made up countries. These fake countries are made up. There was no border between Burundi and Rwanda. That was one goddamn kingdom. So they're the same goofy motherfuckers.
Well, I disagree with you because a couple months ago we had some civilians in Burundi who had been shot and even some the military groups that they have there, they were trying to collaborate with the DRC Congo, the military group that has. There's a group in DRC Congo that calls itself, I can't remember the name, but they're trying to protect their people from the M23 rebels. So we had a military group from Burundi that were collaborating with the DRC.
Wait, Joby. Understand what I'm saying? I'm saying they're the same goofy people, because they are, but Kagami's ruling them as, Kagami's tribe is the minority tribe. He's what they call a Tutsi. He's not a Bantu. The Burundis and most of Rwandans are Bantu people. That's why they allow him to take over the country. He's a Tutsi. He's like fucking like one of these half Arab motherfuckers. They're not even from that region. So that's what I'm talking about. Burundi and Rwandans are the same people. Not these Tutsi motherfuckers who have invaded and white people put them in charge, because also Rwanda tried to take back over Burundi. But they killed these motherfuckers. Yeah, they killed the Tutsis. So you don't come in here and talk about you're going to take over fucking Burundi like you did fucking Rwanda. We're not going to allow that to happen. But the Tutsis but the Rwandans, the majority of Rwandans and the Burundis are the same people. Not Kagami's people.
I've understood, but I'd say if they were really collaborating with Rwanda, I've understood what you're saying, but trying to also go back to what you were saying at the beginning, if they were really collaborating with Rwanda in DRC Congo, the country would have been as well.
Not that. Yeah, I wasn't saying that way. I was saying they were with the Bantus in Rwanda who want to try to get rid of Kagame. Kagame is a false president. He's been installed by the Europeans. He could have never won as a president, because he's a fucking minority tribe. He could have never won. They put him in power. When they killed Khashoggi, 93, I think it was 93, they blew up the damn Rwandan president's plane, the Bantu guy, they blew his ass up. He was cousins with the guy in Burundi. Their family. They're the same. They were only split up because the white people split the countries up with their fake borders. They're the same people. They're not different people. They're the same.
Okay, I've understood. Let me share what is happening. in Burundi with them now going to prevent mpox, which we've seen the situation has calmed down. Because I was saying on Monday, I wonder which narrative they're going to run with right now, because the mpox has kind of slowed down right now. Not everyone is scared. Not everyone is exaggerating. The numbers are not, there's no visibility of mpox that much the way they were trying to escalate the numbers and all that.
Here in Burundi, which is grappling with a
Joby,
surge in cases of
Joby,
mpox.
we know what they're saying is a lie because we know where mpox come from, Joby.
We know.
Not African culture, so it's made up.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I wonder which other narrative, are they going to go back to the bird flu narrative as a pandemic, or are they still going to continue the mpox? That's what I'm trying to say, because the mpox was a target. We also had the bird flu, which, of course, it's all about the food. Exactly. But what are they going to run with? Because people are so much aware of what is happening. People have so much information right now, and it is all leaking out. So what are they going to run with?
The youngsters between the ages of 5 and 19 now accounts for 33% of all recorded cases. It's a piece of information that's been taken seriously by teachers.
Oh my God, even the teachers are skinny. Oh my God, look at this. Is this a teacher?
As the new school year kicks off. At this school in the west of the country, staff are doing what they can to protect pupils and themselves.
Man, the teachers are so skinny.
And this
is the headmaster. You should be having a balloon stomach. Do you know the headmasters we used to have? The headmasters had balloon stomachs because they were getting good check. Like, what is this?
Burundi is a poor country, Joby. Pour impoverished country.
Et puis en plus, ils doivent se laver les mains.
I go African countries.
We've seen a rise of more than 40% in cases of mpox. According to this school official, the disease has sparked fears among the children.
Always in Africa because the African is still stupid. Always in Africa because the African is a moron. This is what you see. He's a moron in the country full of morons. I'm not laughing though. I don't want to laugh. I don't want to say this is funny.
It's just miseducation, not to be moron. It's miseducation. It's just miseducation. I believe it's all miseducation at this point. I don't believe it's being a moron. You want to be dumb because you want to be dumb. It's what you know. It's what you've been fed, and it's okay. It's our fault for not yearning to seek better or trying to question things, trying to understand things. It's fine, but Africa is waking up. Is waking up. That's all I'm gonna say. Africa is waking up. You're not really.
Yeah, but also understand they're going for it now, guys. They're going for it now in the UN. They're trying to lock down the world now. They're out. Remember, these are all conspiracy theories. I talked about it 20 years. The Jays are going for it now. Shout out to people. They're in the UN talking about we want complete control of the motherfucking world. We want control of every fucking thing. They're going for it now. So no more illusions. Who runs this planet? Who's fucking saying they want a complete one world governance? No more illusions. They're talking about they want to be able to tell, and because they couldn't get through the WHO, now they got the WHO in the UN who created the same shit. Said, we must have control of your medical thing. If it's a pandemic, it's the same old shit again. Because 2030, baby, that's the agenda. That's the agenda, that 2030 shit. That's the agenda. So, it's the 2030 agenda. So we need to understand this.
This is not 2020, God damn it. People are woke, okay? This is not 2020, okay? This is not 1960. This is not 2000. People are woke. People learned from the last pandemic. That's all I'm going to say. Like, people learned from the last pandemic. There's still so many videos I'm seeing. Personally, I've been watching videos on BitChute, and there's a video also circulating on Instagram online, which is going viral on Instagram, of this lady who took the VACCINEs, and she's all over clothed, like blood clothes.
And they made her take it because they say, we're not give you service or some other illness you had until you take these BAC, and then they leave it to die. Exactly, Joe. None of that shit is no good.
Mm-hmm. They forced majority of the people to take the job because so that people will not lose their jobs, to protect their jobs and all that. And right now, we didn't tell you to, we didn't force you to. So people are woke. People, I don't believe right now, especially you've been speaking about the white folks, literally the white people, how them trying to get to us and them effing their people, how it's bringing so much light right now because. Unlike the Africans, white people are full of, rage. I'd say they're full of rage. Like Africans, so much genocide has really happened. All these VSCCIMEs, we've not done anything, but this happening now to the same people who really don't like us, and it's helping their own family. Of course, that is bringing so much alarm and alert to the rest of the world. So. I do believe right now it's going to be super. I still wonder because that is something that I question every day. Even when I walk by myself, I'm still asking, how are you going to tackle 6 billion? Like 6 billion is the target. What is there? Because it's by 2025, right?
I think that's a lie. I don't think there's no 6 billion people, Joe. I think the numbers are lies. I think there may be 3 billion. I don't believe that 6 billion number. I believe that shit's a complete.
Even 1 billion kids, and I'm trying to. We still have a bunch of crazy, stupid people. That's why I'm gonna use stupid, who didn't learn from the previous pandemic what this was all about.
Exactly.
How it has affected people's health. Of course, there's also gonna be caught up in this one. They go DADEAPH. They live. But if it's not the food, if it's not this climate change bullshit. If it's not the VSCCIMEs, if it's not I don't know which other way are they going to use? Because people know they're messing up with the food right now. We have meat. Yesterday I was watching a video that disgusted the shit out of me. And I was like, man, should I stop eating meat? But we're not still that messed up in Africa. The meat is stretchy, looks like it has strings. It looks.
It's not real. It's about the fake meat they're putting out, and the fake fucking meat. Everything for them, exactly.
The chicken you press, it is like spongy. It is what the heck is going on?
Fake food,
crazy. White people are just crazy. Why would you create artificial shit out of just the natural one? Why wouldn't you just the natural food just flourish? Are they even eating this artificial food they're making? Do they even eat this artificial food they're making? They don't. I bet not. Because
they give it. Exactly. Exactly. They're eating that shit. That shit for look, Joby. Europeans have always dealt with. You gotta go back and understand what something called feudalism. I told people they didn't want to believe. Now they see it's true. White people have never been egalitarian, Joby. They've always been savages. They've always been unfair and unequal. So the idea that they brought you a religion, I shout out to everybody. I will shout out to everybody on TikTok. If you black still worshiping this Jesus shit, you need to get shot in the fucking head. You a moron, and that's real. Okay? They have never been egalitarian. They have never been their system has always been a feudal, Joey. Feudal. It's called a feudal system, where they steal everything and they keep a bunch of people. Well, they got the app. They kept a bunch of white people as slaves. That's where the term slave came. It don't come from Africa. It come from Slavic people. They kept the slaves, which we call Russians today. Slav became slaves. But they kept a feudal system. They've never known any kind of egalitarian. They've always been wicked. Always. Even with the Moors going to teach, they didn't teach them how to be civil. They've always been wicked. That's their nature. And so now you got the UN and all these groups. Oh, we must come together and make a global book to stop poverty. Well, they never stop poverty. Now they've been stealing out of Africa. We're going to stop poverty now. No, they're not stopping no fucking poverty. They want you to be impoverished. Exactly, Joey.
poverty. So you can't tell me you want to end you started. You started this. You've been continuing it on purpose. It's the same thing you were trying to say, which I was trying to understand yesterday. What you were breaking down to Kamlesh, destroying an economy. You can't tell me you come destroying people's job, and then later on after messing people's up. Exactly. They've been on the streets. They've been jobless. What?
Exactly. That's what Kamlish's stupid ass is talking about. The understanding that you destroyed. And what about sold Blackout Fire and left his dumb ass unemployed and broke and fucked up? So I can say sell Blackout Fire for $2 million. I said, okay, cool. It's about me. It's about me. And then leave everybody broke and fucked up. He's talking about exploitative capitalism, which doesn't work. It destroys the world. You destroy your own golden goose. You destroy yourself. He doesn't understand that because he's doing this to white people. Oh, look at the billionaire. He's caught not even understand how systems even work. And that's the sad thing with most Africans. They idolize the wealth, the money, but they don't understand what is the money and wealth about. What does that do? You completely destroy your own goddamn system, which implodes on you. So since they destroyed the system, Joby, that's why they give him fake meat and fake everything. Now I want to kill everybody. See, it leads them to a point of, now I want to kill everybody because now I've stolen everything and there's no value in nothing anymore. So you're talking about a psychopath, Joby. He's telling you it's good to be a psychopath. It's good to put people out of work who actually have pride in building something that they're doing, bringing value to the world and value to themselves. That's what work is supposed to be. That's supposed to be no goddamn psychopathic ass. So you implode everything. And that's what they've done. They've imploded the fucking world. Now the world is fucking falling apart. Because of these psychopaths. You don't run any business like that. That's destruction. So it's good. Well, somebody's gonna do it. You sound crazy as cat shit. What do you mean somebody's gonna do it? A psychopath. Not everybody's not a fucking psychopath. Not everybody's gonna do that shit. People know, goddamn, I'm just not gonna say, oh, you know what? I'm gonna out of work and destroy their goddamn livelihood. No one does that. Shout in the beginning when America before the Rothschilds took it over, that's how business was run. Even the racist ass, put us up, Joby. Henry, I want you to put it so we understand how business runs. Say Henry Ford, because remember, Ruto went to the Ford Foundation with his dumb ass. I apologize to the Ford Foundation. Who's Henry Ford, okay? So let's go to Google. Say Henry Ford said, I want to be able to pay my people well enough, Joby, so they can afford the cars that they make. Put that quote in Google. I want to pay my people good enough so they can afford the vehicles that they make. You don't build a business to fucking destroy it. Have people out of work and fucked up that can't afford shit. What's the reason of commerce then? You're not creating commerce.
Who said that? You said who? What's the name?
Say Henry Ford. Henry Ford says, I want my employees to make enough money to buy the cars that they build in the factories.
Productivity surged and the Ford Motor CEO doubled its profit in less than 2 years. Ford ended up calling its best cost-cutting move he ever made. It's widely believed that Henry Ford also upped wages to expand his market, paying employees enough to buy cars they made.
Yeah, so we learned he wants them to be able to afford the cars.
That is what it is.
Yeah, we want to understand it. He wants them to be able to buy the cars, right? That he's got them building. So he wants to give them a decent wage that they're not impoverished, Joby. Pam is talking about impoverishing people. Go ahead. See.
Yeah, but I want to do that as we continue to the next one, to the next conversation as I come closer to winding up. Ramaphosa during the UN summit, he did speak about also the world leaders taking a decisive action to end Palestine suffering. This Kun is not concerned about South Africans who are unemployed, because we saw the number has moved. Last year it was 7 million unemployed people. Today it is 8 million South Africans are not employed. So it is crazy to see the kind of, again, weak presentation of Africa that it has, because when you should be talking about your problems, it is not what they go present there. They go talk about what serves the white master best. But listen to this.
South Africa has urged for a peaceful resolution in the ongoing war in Gaza. Speaking at the United
since the beginning of the war, South Africa has been the only country pushing for all the peace talks. Why aren't you concerned about the people in South Africa who are majority being chopped and being given to pigs? That is not going to be discussed in the UN board. Like, it's not going to be discussed in the UN summit where Africans have been out there facing racism, or how racism is active in Africa, and how white people need to be kept in check.
The Nations General Assembly on Tuesday, President Ramaphosa called upon the world leaders to take decisive action to end Palestinian suffering.
Also not going to address why do you got towns all throughout South Africa that black people can't even go into in a black country? Are they going to address that? You got parts of the Cape, parts of North Johannesburg area where black people, white people taking on these areas, say no black people allowed in here in Africa, because your goopy South African man is a fucktard. That's why. They're not mentioning that why they're not mentioning that at the UN? Why hasn't Ramaphosa done nothing about that? And he's a president of a black country, and you got white heirs, and he can't even go to fucking as president in his own country.
And
Let me wind
the
up.
violence that Palestinian people are being subjected to is a grim continuation of more than half a century of apartheid that has been perpetrated against Palestinians by Israel.
Wait.
We South Africans know what apartheid looks like.
You got apartheid now.
Apartheid.
You got apartheid now,
died
stupid.
under
What are you talking about? It's still happening now.
We will not remain silent and watch as apartheid.
It's bullshit. This is
Man,
just
you
bullshit.
That's right, it's bullshit. Because Joby, look this up right now. You motherfucking moron. I can't stand this nigga. You weak fucking. I can't stand you, South African motherfucker. Joby like you, I don't give a fuck. I can't stand you, South African motherfuckers. To me, you're worthless. I mean it. I can't stand none of you.
I love you. I love you. All love. All love. I love you so much.
So anyway, except for you guys love to run around. anyway, pull this up. Say the South African towns that black people are not allowed in. Today, it's apartheid today. In your own country, you're talking about some fucking Israel. And you know it was the same people that created the UN, moron. You don't know that? You too dumb that you talking at the UN. These are the same people that's killing these people in Gaza, or the same people that created that fucking UN shit.
So they're saying that the Cavalry General describes Orania as culturally backward, racially intolerant, and separatist. Descriptions of Orania frequently call it whites only, since the town only accepts Afrikaner residents.
And they see they would say, Afrikaner, what the fuck is that? A white person calls himself an African. I'm African. You're not no African. You're no Afrikaner, whatever kind of goofy name you want to call yourself. You're not an African. So that's just one town, Joe. There's more than one town in South Africa where black people can't go to. There's more than one town that they can't go to. They show you one. I guess Joey with the Google line ass. There's many cities in South Africa that these niggas can't go to.
I pulled the South African towns, so it gave me just one town.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying.
Give me just
exactly. Only gave it one town, and there's many towns. He's talking about apartheid in fucking Gaza, and he got apartheid right now in his own damn country. The hell is this moron talking about?
He's crazy. As we come to the end, South Africans need to just they need to accept help. Number one, the fact that they themselves
they need to keep playing their goofy piano. Maybe that'll stop the white man from brutalizing them. Let me put on my goofy piano tunes that no one gives a shit about. Let me do that. Piano.
I'm a lover. I'm a piano comes the shit out of me. I'm not gonna cap and pardon my language, but piano calms me down.
I'm glad it calms you down. That shit ain't helping. The South Africans get their land back.
It has not, but they need to, because I remember back then we had there's this very famous song from South Africa. I can't remember the name, but I think it spoke about something to do with South Africans, either history or whatever. I don't know if you guys know the tune, but it's a very famous song. I wish they could use.
We don't know that shit. It ain't.
It's okay.
It ain't worldwide.
No, because now you have so much hate towards them. But I wish Africans could go back.
We don't know that. We don't know that shit.
Express anger, joy, history, tell history of what is happening in their country. Shout out to Sauti Sol. I feel like Sauti Sol has kept it very active, and that is what African countries majority need to do. You need to go back to spread the message through music, because we've had so many artists who have been banned, who have been, literally because of. Like Eric Wainaina is one of our perfect example right in Kenya. He used to sing music concerning Kenyans, the police brutality and all that. Right now we don't see him because he's been literally completely banned on the front page. He can't talk and sing and all that. But as we come to the end of today's conversation...
Well, let me finish my last step. This moron is in the UN talking about apartheid in fucking Israel, when he's got apartheid in South Africa. What the fuck are you talking about, you weak ass nigga? Can't stand you weak niggas. You got apartheid in your own goddamn country you ain't done shit about. Well, can you imagine a white person decides to make a whole white town in a black country? They're like, fuck you niggas, that's right. Apartheid. Fuck you, goofy Nelson Mandela. Fuck. Oh, but they brought you Jesus. Don't you got Jesus with him? Don't you got Jesus? Wow. Don't you got that?
Leave Jesus alone. Leave Jesus is just chilling, He's just on the cross chilling, waiting to come back. Come on.
And all you niggas in South Africa in your goofy churches, ain't in your goofy churches, and then you say, listen, and hold on, let me say, if you decide to go to the White Town, say, do you know Jesus? Do you know whatever they do, the fucking what's the damn some goofy motherfuckers called the damn, what's the damn no, wait, what's the goofy motherfucker's name?
Burkina security.
It's a really Go.
What's some goofy bastard's name? They called the Jehovah's Witness motherfuckers. So you go knocking on their doors. They go knocking on their doors. They'll shoot your ass when you get there. You talking about your Jesus shit. Because white people say that shit to you dumbass niggas. They don't practice none of that fuck shit. Okay? They're about stealing land, stealing your resources, stealing your wealth. And you talking about, we need to talk about apartheid in Gaza.
Wait.
And if you don't shut the hell up.
Okay, so I'm seeing, I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know who's the federal agent CIA on our website, but I made a comment today earlier on Ashmani's show, and they were talking about Ruto, and I said Ruto must die. And I see he's calling himself the federal agent CIA. He says, no, he's the best puppet we have in Africa. Think again, or you'll get terrorism.
He's the best.
Who's this?
He's the best.
The federal
He's the best puppet.
Shout out to you, the
Well,
federal
you know.
agency. On our website. Wow. Okay.
Hey, I've also noticed that on TikTok they banned our link going to our website. That's banned. Ain't that funny? That's banned. They banned it. So you hit the link, it goes, no, this site is banned. I told you, they're locking down everything, talking about what actually goes on. See, so you have the truth on your side with these fake religions, these fake, all this other fake shit, because they're banning us. They're gonna ban you. You know, I said, if somebody told me on my damn TikTok, hey, when you press your link, it's banned. I said, it's banned. You click. Yeah, they're right. It's banned.
Shout out to Nyapara Macau. I don't know who's that. He says, say hi to His Excellency Kid. Hi, Excellency.
You said because I said all that damn. You said because I said all that damn in Africa, you call these morons excellency. Like what? Hey.
But as we wind up, family, it's about Burkina Faso has escaped, of course, an attempted destabilization of the country, which is coming from Cote.The. Cote.The. is being helped to, of course, come in and destabilize Burkina Faso. But let me share much more of the details as we get to wind up.
Minister.
Let me say it hasn't been comfortable.
National television.
Let me say something real quick. It isn't comfortable because the boys doing it too. But they caught Ghana. Even Teray, listen, man, you need to wage war on these niggas like China did to make China. I don't care. Because now they caught Ghana and a thing to try to cause a coup d'etat. I will come out publicly. I say, Kofi and Nana, I'm about to come for you, man. I'm about to come. And you know the American military is in Ghana, but so what? So fucking what? I'm coming to see you. Go ahead, Joe.
Subversive activities against the country. Mahamadou Sana namely accused 14 people of plotting the destabilization attempt. Among them,
you puppets, this help other African people stay enslaved.
And 2 journalists. Unidentified conspirators included Western intelligence officials. Burkina.The. authorities say an elaborate 3-phased plot was devised by some nationals, civilians, as well as servicemen living abroad who paid and trained armed groups to conduct attacks. The security minister revealed that several arrests were made in Niger, leading to the dismantling of a significant portion of the plot. The phases, which included attacks on the presidential palace, an airport, and along the border with Cote d'Ivoire, were notably foiled.
So, yeah, of course, the Alliance Sahel state has been facing a lot. Mali, Niger, they have been facing attacks. Burkina Faso, they have secured themselves with drones to, of course, ensure terrorism. And this is why actually it's foiled, because they have the drones to see everything happening in the country. They have, I shared the video last week. They have amazing drones from Turkey. And
but guess what? The terrorists have now got drones too. Where'd they get their drones from? Yeah, that's the more talked about that last week or the week before. Like, yeah, the terrorists now got drones. Isn't that amazing? Where these terrorists don't got jobs, don't own any business, get all these drones now to see what the government's at trying to take them out. Yeah.
Power back to Africans, and it is going to happen. But anyway, family, we wrap it up here with today's show. Thank you so much for everyone who has been here with us on TikTok.
So now Joey can't claim I took over his show. I let him talk because I was gonna take over his show, but something else I wanted to talk about. We're gonna talk about the Africa Today show. None of this shit, Joe. Gotta let Joey do his show. We're gonna talk about how they're coming after Janet Jackson, all the bootlicks. That's gonna be the time. That's gonna be the title. The bootlicks come after Janet Jackson because Janet say that Kamala Harris is not a black woman. And all the bootlegs came after Jan and say, what's she talking about? She trying to breathe out of a white woman's nose. But because we know that Jackson had self-hate, they all got nose jobs like white people. So all the bootlegs. What'd you say, Joey?
She said I heard Kamala Harris was not black. Yeah, I'll be sharing much more of those. I have
and then they lied. And then they try to lie. Then they try to lie and say that she apologized when she did not. It was some fake Arab motherfucker who worked for her trying to say she apologized. She said, I never apologized, and she fired his ass. That's right. You shut your fucking mouth. You don't speak for me.
Yeah, he came and said that Janet Jackson fired me long time ago, actually, because I was trying to always, I don't know, do what in front of our fans, like always not make her point valid. That is what he said. Like he'll always deem her point, even if her point made sense. So
that's what you get for Janet for not hiring black people. You know your daddy made you hate black people, but now you stand. You married the Arab who was whipping your ass, right? The Arab man was whipping your ass. You had to get that divorce because he's beating your ass up. We know that's a fact. Then, now you try to come around the black people. You got the bootlegs, all your usual suspects, all the coon ass niggas attacked you for just saying the truth. All the coons, all the Hollywood coons, your D.L. Hewleys, your Steve Harveys, they all came after you, Jan. Your Oprahs, they all came after you. Said you got a fake white woman's nose. They just threw you all under the bus. And like I tell you bootleg niggas, you're gonna get this work. Most of black women always say they're not gonna vote for Camilla. They know she's not black. So all your propaganda is not working. There is an awakening happening. Because sadly, most black people have been stupid as shit.
Yeah, but anyway, our family watches tonight on the Africa Today show as we get to expand on that. What Janet Jackson said.
Did you read my text?
Yeah, I did, but you sent less. But anyway.
Les, I sent less. What are you talking about? The damn thing is 38. Transaction my ass. You better just
God damn. Much love, family. See you guys later. Have yourselves a beautiful day. Let me go kick rock somewhere else.